today on Good News with Twanda Black, where we're discovering some of the most inspiring trials to triumph stories and empowerment moments. Call up a friend and let them know it's time for some good news. Hello and welcome to Good News with Twanda Black. I am your host. We talk to folks from all over the world, all walks of life, about all different things, but it's all good news. So enjoy this next interview. Joining me today is Reverend Michael Jackson. Yes, his name is Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. And he is the pastor of Confidence Missionary Baptist Church in LaGrange, Georgia. And LaGrange is about an hour and a half. No, it's not an hour and a half. It's about 50 minutes from Atlanta. And actually, I worked there for many years. How are you doing, Pastor?
I'm doing fabulous. It's a wonderful rainy morning.
Oh, is it really?
It's raining in LaGrange.
Oh, we had it yesterday. Look, so growing up, did you catch a lot about your name, Michael Jackson?
Oh, I caught it a lot. My mama must love Michael Jackson. She must fell in love with Michael Jackson. Thriller Night.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, it's Michael Jermaine Jackson.
Oh, Lord. So she was in the... She did. Oh, that is funny.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I know you called it, though.
I called it. In school, I hated for them to call my name.
Yeah. So look, I'm going to call you Pastor Michael, if that's okay, Pastor Mike. Tell us about Confidence Missionary Baptist Church and tell us about your career. How long have you been pastoring?
I've been pastoring here at Confidence for it's been 15 years on September the 19th, made 15 years.
Wow.
That I've been pastor here at Confidence Missionary Baptist Church. Started out with 7 people, small community church, but the Lord has blessed us tremendously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hear you're one of the larger congregations in LaGrange.
We are one of the larger congregations. God has truly blessed us with a lot of things over the years. We believe that we continuously walk by faith and not by sight.
So talk about what you do. I mean, every church, hopefully most churches in America do serve their community. They have outreach. Tell us about that.
We do a lot of outreach. I believe when I first got here, we started with outreach. The founding pastor was an outreach pastor who passed prior to me coming, Pastor Robert Adams. But I had outreach in my heart. I love God's people. I love people in general. And so we are probably one of the leading churches when it comes to community outreach, when it comes to a need in the community. We do a lot of outreach because we believe there's a great need in the city.
So what sort of things do you do?
We do feeding the homeless. We do. We help with women's ministry. We help with men's ministry. We help with jail ministry. Over last year, we probably served about 25,000 meals, if not less. 25,000 meals. We gave away over 10,000 masks during the pandemic crisis. We've served as a vaccine station. Not only last year, we were one of the first churches that hosted a vaccine clinic for the COVID-19 shot. We just recently did it on September the 27th with the core group, which was out of Atlanta, Georgia. They came down and we administered the vaccine along with the our faith group, Sister Theresa Thompson. They helped us out and we were able to serve, I think, approximately about 20 came out to be vaccinated on that day. They'll return on October the 18th. They'll come back from 9 to 1. We'll do the vaccine. We also had voters registration that day. We had about 10 people that signed up to vote, which is still a great number. We had free cell phones for the elderly and tablets which were $10. We probably had over about 50 people that got cell phones, about 20, 25 people that received tablets on that day. We believe that the church ought to be a one-stop shop, that they ought to and we try to set it up that they can receive those resources. On the 18th, when we do the vaccination, we'll also have Clergy Appreciation Day. As you know, it's Clergy Appreciation Month throughout the nation, and the names have not been told yet, but we'll honor some of the living legends, some of the older pastors that's in the community. We believe in honoring them because I believe that they paved the way. And so I'll honor some of them on that 18th by way of having we'll have a luncheon immediately following the vaccine.
Okay. So now we're going to come back to that, but talk about how you and your congregation really worked through COVID last year. Did you shut down? Were you able to have service? Did you do everything virtual? How did you work last year in the COVID environment?
Last year, we were able to work through the COVID environment. One of the ways we were able to work through it was we shut down for a couple of months, if I'm correct. And we had what we call live stream service like everybody. Facebook Live, we did it. My daughter, who's a singer, some of the praise team came out. I wanted them to practice social distance and to be safe. We would open up, we would do a song, we would have service, live stream, and we did that for a great, probably about 3 to 4 months. Mm-hmm. And then we began to pray and fast and say, how can we get back in church? Because people are getting accustomed to it. That we don't have to go to church. We just do it Facebook, and the Bible said, forsake not thy assembly of thyselves together. So we have to, grow together. And so we put in some precautionary measures. I have a nurse, have a young lady that's a doctor, and they're strong on making sure that we're safe. And so we met, we set up some guidelines of re-entering the sanctuary. We set up social distance practices inside the sanctuary. We had masks. We have a temp check even now. We have hand sanitizer. Yes. And we try to watch the numbers as they come in. And since we went back, I'm probably thinking we went back last year. We probably came back in probably right after my anniversary. I didn't want to go in leading up to the anniversary. I think we came in for the anniversary. I think it was October or November when we came back in the church. And we've been in ever since. And we've truly been blessed as a church. God has graciously blessed us that nobody has been sick or nobody has had to deal with it. If they came in contact with it, it wasn't by way of the church. And we practice it. When we leave church, we exit by different doors. We exit by rows. We can't touch your neighbor, grab your neighbor.
I know, hug your neighbor.
Now we just say, wave at your neighbor, tell them, hey, how you doing? And so that's how we do it. But we still have a wonderful time in the Lord. And so we've been able to do that. And we've shared that information with other churches, how we were able to open back up and establish. For those that don't want to come, I don't pressure them. I don't make them feel any different. We still do our Facebook Live. I ask them, if you can't come to worship, at least come to worship on Facebook Live. And some that we have Givelify, so they give through Givelify. Yeah. And so they have a way of still receiving the word. Our Bible study is on conference call. So we do that every Wednesday night on conference call. Sunday school has recently came back, or we call it Sunday Encounter, is what I call it, because we ought to have an encounter with the Lord. And so we just came back to that, and it's been wonderful.
So, and this is just off the record, personal kind of question. What did you learn about yourself as a leader and a pastor through last year, through COVID-19? Through that whole environment, that process, because it's something we never experienced before. And I know most pastors, they love their congregations, and here they are separated, sort of, in a way, physically, from what they love. So how did you deal with that? What did you learn about yourself?
I learned that transparency is a key.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to operate differently. One of the things I learned that if you can handle pressure as a pastor, how to handle different avenues, because we couldn't come in contact because I had people that were elderly. My way of working with them was for our elderly, we would drop food bags off at their door. We would have a team that would constantly check on the elderly. The disciples, we have what we call like a robocall. I sent out morning messages, and I was sending out more then than ever by way. And if you got it, you would respond back, and no one could say that they didn't get it because ministries would spread it out. I learned for myself there's power in prayer. I learned for myself that there is a God, that God is able, because it was nobody but Him that was able to keep us and keep me. But it showed me how to operate through it, because I've never been in a pandemic.
That's right.
It showed me that tough times, we're going to go through tough times, but tough people last through tough times by having God on their side. And so it taught me a lot. It taught me how to pastor. It taught me some other areas of pastoring, because never been there, the people hadn't seen it. And then we lost some disciples passed, not from COVID, but during that COVID season. We couldn't come into church. Right. Families would call and say, Pastor, we want to go. No, we can't. And I would have to pull out the CDC guidelines to say, this is why we can't do it. I don't want you to think that we're not just having a service here. And so it taught me a lot of things during that pandemic, but it helped me to grow also as a pastor. But it also showed me something else, Twanda. It showed me where our hearts is. Just because we're not in the building, I tell the disciples this every day, just because we're not in the building, the church is in you. You don't have to be in the walls all the time to be in the church. And so we are the church. And so it showed some true disciples.
That's what my pastor says too.
Because
it showed who was who.
It showed who was who, because now you can't be seen on Sunday. Now you're not in worship. And so it showed the difference, because nobody's calling your name. Yeah. Now it's just behind the scene work that's transpiring.
I know also that you are the chaplain for the sheriff's department there. When I was working in that area, they are just great in that department. What's that experience been like? Because I know that law enforcement are first responders, and we lost all over the world. We lost so many in law enforcement, and some of our first responders, we lost a lot of folks.
Well, Twanda, I tell you, I started out as a chaplain with the police department over 6 years ago. Been one of probably the lead chaplains again. I was inquired to take over one of our senior chaplain. He moved out of state, and the opening came up, and they asked, hey, Pastor Jackson, this is something that you'd be interested in. I became the senior chaplain. Well, I was going on multiple calls because we had multiple issues. The sheriff department reached out and said, hey, will you join our team? So I made sure with our chief that, hey, is it okay? So I do dual roles with both of them. It's been a blessing, because a lot of those families have joined the church. A lot of those families, because they know me, Michael Jackson. They can't forget that name. It gave me a time for people to see a different side of the pastor, because they know most of the time when you call, they can have that one-on-one relationship. Right. And we have an understanding. A lot of times families will personally request, can Chaplain Jackson come? Can he make it? It's been, some cases are tougher than others, depending on the case. There are times I have to go home and just really sit down and chill and get my mind together because of the sensitivity of the case. It's been a blessing to the body of Christ, because We've added numbers. People have literally joined the ministry simply because you were there for their family. I've did the services of a lot of calls that I've been on. And when you say chaplain, the chief, the chef here, they have been so phenomenal. The department appreciates it because it allows them to work, but it allows us to pray for them when they're going through, because it's tough out here. All law enforcement is not bad. And so they need prayer. They have tough times. And so we'll stop by and be with them. And while you're on that note, it's good you brought it up. As a chaplain, guess where? Tomorrow, October the 8th, we'll be, as you know, this is Faith in Blue Month for all law enforcement.
Right.
So tomorrow, October the 8th, we'll host here at the Confidence Missionary Baptist Church, the Faith in Blue Prayer Breakfast. We'll have prayer with law enforcement officers from Troup County, LaGrange, I think Hogansville, West Point, the local fire department. And we've invited pastors to come in where they can dialogue with the police and sheriff and let them know, hey, these are some concerns I have. How can you help me? This is what's going on around my church. How can we handle security? So tomorrow at 8:30, we'll have breakfast. Chick-fil-A has been so gracious to host us. And so we'll have that tomorrow from 8:30 to about 9:30.
That's nice.
And then on Sunday, we'll be at the Sweetland Amphitheater.
Oh yeah, nice place.
Yes, at 4:00, we'll host the Faith in Blue, which will be the closer, and we'll share. And I have a wonderful chaplain team, and I'm so grateful for all of them.
That is wonderful. That's wonderful. So let's go back to your vaccinations on October 18th, 9 to 1. Is that open to everyone, no matter where you are?
The vaccination is open to everyone, no matter where you come from. We'll also offer the booster shot if you fall under the guidelines that day. When we host it, the first one, we will have a few. If they are first-time comers that day, we gave away a $50 Kroger gift card. And so if you came for the first time, you get a $50 gift card once you receive the vaccination. Hey, we can all use some grocery.
That's right.
So we'll have that and the booster shot on October the 18th.
That is awesome. And also, I know you said the clergy appreciation on the same day, but in November, you are going to host a virtual homecoming.
Yes, in November, we'll have our virtual homecoming and revival be one day, possibly all in one, on the third Sunday of November. We're kind of tying it together, how we're going to, the speaker-wise, either we're going to bring in a guest soloist, maybe Dottie Peoples, if we can get it. We're looking forward to having a wonderful time where we can just come together, still practice social distance, but yet we'll still, we're going to have that because I think we need to celebrate together the great things that the Lord is doing. And so we'll have that in November, which will be a one-day, one-night revival, homecoming, and church anniversary. We'll do all that in one.
All rolled up in one.
All rolled up in one.
That's pretty awesome. So on the vaccinations on October 18th, tell us where to meet you.
October the 18th, meet us here at the Confidence Missionary Baptist Church in the rear parking lot. You can enter off of Glenn Robinson Drive, or you can enter off of Colquitt Street. We're here at 705 Colquitt Street, here in the great city of LaGrange, Georgia. We'll be here from 9 to 1. We're normally already set up at 8 o'clock, and we're prepared to go about 8:30. And so we're excited about it. On that day, again, 9 to 1, we'll be here in the rear parking lot. If it's raining, we'll move it inside the church facility so that those who come can be vaccinated. I also have something else to wonder. November the 20th, we're still waiting to give away, if the donation comes through, 300 turkeys.
All right.
We're looking to give away turkeys for families that's less fortunate. And so I've been talking with Tyson Food, haven't had a response yet. They gave us a truckload of chicken a year ago. And so we're trying to partner back with them to give away some turkeys. So if you know somebody with the turkeys and the ham, we'll pick them up. We got 18 wheelers. We'll come and pick them up.
Right.
because we're going to try to be a blessing to the community and those that are still facing hard times during the pandemic.
Absolutely.
And we're-
Absolutely. And tell folks where they can see you, since you're still doing virtual, although you're doing person. Tell them where they can see you. What is your social media?
My social media platform is CMBC LaGrange on Facebook. You can see us there, and it'll log directly to our Yahoo page. Or you can friend request me, Mike Jackson. That's Mike Jackson. That's my name on Facebook. I won't have on a robe. I won't have on a suit. I'll be casual, but you can remember this face. That's Mike Jackson on Facebook. And then if you want to donate to any Thanksgiving giveaways and different things we're having, we have our church information on there by way of Giveify.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you on October 18th for your vaccination day, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we are so excited about all the things that you do in the community. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Reverend Michael Jackson. Cannot forget that name. Confidence Missionary Baptist Church in LaGrange. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you so much for having me, Twanda. Thank you to the station. We've truly enjoyed it. Again, to Bruce Griggs for the connection. We're grateful for it. And we thank you for all that you do. And we look forward to working with you in the future.
Amen. Amen. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for joining us. And to be a guest on the show, you can email me at twandablack@thepgnetwork.org or goodnews@thepgnetwork.org. You can watch the show via PGN TV and all your digital streaming apps, or visit pgntv.org. Hey, we'll see you next time with some good news. God bless you.